Oh, these are like legit microphones.
There you go.
Not so legit microphones. All right.
You look very excited by that. That's hilarious.
What?
Yeah, yeah.
By the
Excited about
microphone.
these
He's like, ooh,
microphones?
microphone.
I feel like I should be on the air right now.
Right? Hello.
That's happening.
There you go.
How's everybody
How's
doing
everyone
today?
doing?
Good. Okay, so have you guys seen the movie in its entirety?
No.
Oh.
We see you tomorrow.
Okay.
First time.
We'll see it with you guys tomorrow also.
Nice.
Nice.
Well,
No, we saw it. We saw it
saw it
yesterday. but
They're
we'll
just
see
gonna
it.
see it again.
We're yes, we're gonna see it.
That's how nice.
It's that good.
Right?
You're hilarious.
So I'm Kathy with Bel Air Mommy, and hi. And so I want to ask both of you, what attracted you to the movie, and what made you want to do this movie?
Oh, I'm all about playing pregnant.
Right. I love that.
Yeah, so I'm
Time
really
cut.
You're like,
virgin again. I was like, super into it. I mean, it's a nativity story. For me, it was just like, it's a story that I've been hearing since I was
Right?
itty bitty. So for me, it was such a blessing. It was very much an honor. It was cool, and I wanted to work with this one.
Well, we've known each other for a minute. Just like we both did Hollywood Game Night years ago, and I was like, dude, that chick is cool. Like,
Yeah.
we
I
just,
said that chick is cool too.
We just hit it off, and we realized we had some mutual friends and stuff. We bump into each other. I mean, LA is kind of a funny town like that. Like it's a very small town,
Right.
really small. But then you see people that like you jive with, and you're like, oh, they're cool. Like I want to, like we're tribe, you know. And then all of a sudden. I was unemployed, and then and they were like, "Would you like to play Joseph?" And I was like, "Yes, absolutely." I mean, as somebody who grew up in the Christian faith, and this is a really near and dear story to my heart, and I think I've actually played Joseph before in like some church sketch or
At
something.
school.
I don't
Probably
know.
at school.
Probably in
Yeah.
school. I don't even know. No, they didn't. I wasn't cool enough back then. I
Okay.
think I was probably like a shepherd or something back then. I gave it to the older kids. Look at me now, being Joseph.
Right.
And but yeah, no, it was just really cool. I was just grateful that that Sony, like a big studio, wanted to take on something. And I think it's smart. I think that they realize that the faith market is a big and robust market, and that there's a lot of need for films for that demographic that are family friendly, that speak truth to the story, but hopefully are done in a very tasteful way and in a really cool way. Sometimes I think people go to try and make faith-based films, and they go so far. It's like the message is nice, but it's not a great movie.
It's not a great story.
Right.
Yeah, it's not. It's just like it's not well put together, and I think Sony has really done a great job in putting this together, and what an incredible cast to be a part of.
It was a hit. My son loved it. He's 4.5. He loved
Yes.
it.
Great.
Loved it.
Perfect.
That's the winner. That's
yeah.
it.
Loved it.
That's
So
it.
just have him tell all of his.
Yeah, he's gonna tell. Well, listen,
Have them tell all of their
Spread the
4.5-year-old.
word.
he's still in the thing. Our dog's name is Bo, so he's like, "Mom, Bo was there when Jesus was born." I'm like, "Good Lord, no!" And he goes to a faith-based school, so I need to tell his teacher tomorrow morning. Listen, this is what went down this weekend, so don't let him tell the other kids that our dog was there when Jesus was born,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
So yeah.
Also, you're all going to be buying a lot of plushies. I'm
Right.
telling you right now.
Ah.
You're going to have a plushie donkey. That's
I
going to
love it.
happen.
Did
Oh,
you guys feel any pressure with having this big of a story? I mean, this is the birth of Jesus, and so like, did you?
What?
Yeah, I
Spoiler alert!
know. Sorry. Did you guys feel any pressure, or are you at all worried? There's sometimes a little negativity that comes along with any religious-based thing or anything like that people go, oh, where they're promoting this religion or that religion or whatever. Are you guys worried about any pressures with that?
I think at the foundation of all religions is love, and we just put out love, and I don't think that negativity should even be given a moment's thought. We put out a project that we stand by, that we have heard the story time and time again, that we're blessed to be chosen to do it. So, no time for that.
Yeah, all that. All that she in such a zen way, too.
yeah.
Are you losing your voice?
Do one of
I'm sick. I'm a little sick.
Oh.
Do one of you have any special traditions that you do for Christmas?
Well, what's funny is that every year my mom buys a nativity set piece, and every year somebody breaks it. The tradition is my
Mommy, yeah.
a new nativity set piece every year, and it's always different, and it always breaks every here.
You serious?
Yeah, she has like so much. I feel like the camels never break, so she has like thousands of camels. But like, if somebody
That
The
is
camels carry over.
There you go.
It's like 7 Josephs,
Right.
Marys.
Right.
Jesus invariably disappeared.
Right,
At some
right.
point. He's like, "Ascension? What happened? He was good for it."
It's the tiniest little set piece.
Yeah.
Right?
okay. Hi, I'm Carla Renata, the Curvy Film Critic.
Yes.
I know, girl. Hey.
Yes.
Hey. And snap. So, I was wondering, do either one of you have children right now?
No.
I wish.
So when you have children, when you start your families, what is the one thing about the nativity story and Jesus being born that you'd like to pass on to your children? The one aspect of that story that you want them to take with them forever?
Hope, redemption, mercy, grace, the big 10. Those things.
Yeah. Faith,
Like what
I
he
think
said.
the foundation of faith in any, I think what's beautiful about the star is that it is the nativity story that is based in, the Christian faith. But the way in which it's told, it allows people to hear a story that is outside of their faith, that is outside of the stories that they've been told, that they've been born into, right? So it's like your faith is almost pre-chosen at some point, like when you're born into a family. So I was born into a very Catholic, my great-grandfather was Jewish. My sister ended up going to, converting to Judaism. I would say I'm more into the Christian faith. Like that's what like calls my heart. We each we're drawn to these stories for a reason. Our hearts, an inexplicable reason, I think. And so I think what's beautiful about this take is that it allows you to step outside of, the faith that is drawn to your heart, to hear a new story, to hear a story outside of the ones that you're told when you're younger, in a way that is delicate and kind and open. And I think that in educating others to new stories, you create more tolerance. And I think what we need in this world is tolerance more than ever. Right
Most
now.
definitely.
Yes, and tolerance.
Amen to
The film
that.
definitely covers, all those like tentpole themes and stuff, but it also goes into very fun and comedic places. Can you talk about what surprised you about the script, and did you guys get to actually record together?
No, that was sad.
Yeah, we only get to do a little bit of like the kind of mock-up recording, for all the photo stuff. Which was a silly day.
Snorted.
Which was fun.
It was a fun
He
silly
just
day.
snorted.
We both ended up wearing denim that day too. It was we didn't call each other anything. We were just double denim.
It was hubby and wife. It was just what we do.
Totes. No, but there was so much fun. I love getting to do comedic bits, And
No, he's all drunk.
We can't tell. No.
What a wet blanket I am.
Yeah.
And, so all the physical stuff with Bo, I love the relationship that Joseph and Bo had because it was just, just at each other the whole time. But then that really gets to come full circle and have that redemption at the end with the two of them and the softening of Joseph's heart and, and really in the trust, like that whole journey of like all the comedic bits and everything, and then just Joseph crying out to God, like, what is going on? I've actually sat and tried to imagine what would that really have been like? Mm-hmm. What would that really, if to be a man who was betrothed to a woman who comes to him and says, yeah, so God knocked me up, and you're like, what? Like, and nobody's gonna believe you, and you don't believe, and then an angel, and you're like, what's happening? Like, what is that like? What is that like? I can't even imagine the how heavy that is, how heavy life was back in those days. You know what I mean? Like that was some heavy life to live. So getting to jump into the comedic stuff was a lot of fun.
And the script, really catered to making that experience not so weighted in a way that like children couldn't be like on board with it.
Right.
So when I read the script, I was like, I love the way they explained this, how they went about doing it. Even the scenes when Joseph discovers that I don't know, it was very fluid. And so when I read it, I was like, oh, I like the way they did this. And I laughed when I read it. So I was like, if I'm laughing off the script,
I think
then
it's really
he better
smart
be
they
funny.
use the animals. Because, like, she even asked me this morning, she's like, are we going to get to meet the mouse? You know, so like she resonated. I mean, those kinds of things resonate, I think, with kids, especially like this age. You know, because they already think animals talk.
Oh yeah.
You know,
I mean,
They don't?
still do.
They don't. They do.
But
My dog
but
talks
it is
to
the
me.
fresh way. It is the fresh way to tell the story.
Absolutely.
You know,
Yeah.
it's we've seen it, we've heard it. It's
So many times.
It is the most famous story, probably, whatever, right? But,
Right.
You know,
One of the
but this is a new take on it, which I think is, to your point, exactly what the kiddos are going to be able to digest it in a new, fun way, and parents,
the word,
you know,
digest.
will be able to kind of watch it. Yes, and metabolize.
Metabolize
Sit with me, kid. I'll throw out all of them.
Metabolize your Lord.
Yeah, it's a new way to tell a story that we've all heard, and hopefully get some fresh.
I will be
perspective.
sharing that with my pastor.
Metabolize
Metabolize the
the
Lord.
Lord.
Metabolize it. Oh,
That is
yeah.
hysterical.
Yeah.
Super deep question.
Super deep.
Yeah. My name's Ruby. I'm with Dali Mamacita, and my mamacitas want to know if and when you have babies, are you gonna name them something traditional like Jesus, Mary, Joseph, or something something funky like I don't know,
Apple, right?
Something Hollywoody.
Ivy.
She said
You know, I've
apple.
never even, that is super deep, because
Super
I've,
deep, right?
I've never thought about what I would name my child. I just keep praying that I'm capable of having one. Which is really interesting,
Yeah.
because when you asked me that, I was like, oh, I don't even know.
Yeah.
I just hope I can have a child one day. Like, that would be really dope if I could just have one.
Yeah.
You know, I don't think women,
will.
I mean, you don't hear about it enough about how difficult it is to have a child.
Right.
You know, and it's like such a G thing. You're a superwoman.
Yeah.
You're a superwoman.
Thank you.
And I just like hope I could be a superwoman.
Is it something you're trying? Like, not to get real personal. but-
Right.
Oh, not quite.
Cover your
Okay.
ears. There you go.
And everything. There's like a lot. There's a
You
few
did play
steps.
Mary. right.
Zachary, speaking
But
about
I do
baby
want.
names
I
right
do
now.
want. Yeah, look
Oh, I've got a list.
at.
I've got a lot of names. I don't have a list.
It's like
I really
Zach. It's like
Right.
Z.
It's all Z. Yeah,
all Z.
it's like George Foreman. I'm gonna name them all of them
Yeah.
George,
What are you
and I'm gonna create a grill. So
What are you guys looking forward to this Christmas? Like, what are going to be some of the things that you're doing with your family?
Oh.
Breaking a nativity set.
My father's birthday is January 2nd, and so we celebrate Hanukkah for one side, Christmas for another side, and then Dia de los Reyes, which is the like Latino
Yeah.
side, right? So
the last other people like,
Yeah.
well,
like-
it's true. I mean, it's the camel.
it's
like
like a month
so
of-
the so Latino or Puerto Ricans celebrate the journey the camels took to baby Jesus.
Right.
So ours is just like a different part of that same nativity story, just kind of like the end part, the camels coming through. So we would like put out, so crazy. We have our menorah, then we'd have like a thing of cookies for Santa, and then grass for the camels.
Did you say grass for the camels?
It's real.
Yeah.
It's real. And then growing
the
up,
Reyes.
yeah,
Yes.
the Reyes, the camels need their grass.
Latin Christmas ain't no joke.
It's
Yeah.
no joke. It's no joke. And I grew up in Chicago, so like we would like dig from the snow to find the grass at the bottom to be like the camels aren't gonna come because we can't find any grass, and we'd have like just like the most miserable little thing of grass. But they came. But, I don't even remember the part of the reason for all of this, but we were.
what are you gonna
it's a
do for
very-
the holiday?
She's like, I went off on a tangent about grass.
You're gonna go dig through some snow.
Grass.
She's like, I was talking about grass and got distracted.
I gotta get that. But this year, and then my father's birthday is January 2nd, but this year we can't go to Puerto Rico because
Yeah.
Puerto Rico is so devastated. HispanicFederation.org, put it in your blogs. We need to keep helping Puerto Rico, everyone. Besides, the star comes out November 17th. But like we do Puerto Rico. So we usually go to Puerto Rico, and we're not gonna be able to go this year.
So what are you gonna do?
I don't know what I'm gonna do. What are you gonna do? Be joyous, because mine just has
mine's
a
not gonna be. Well, I don't know. I don't know. I actually have no idea what I'm doing for the holiday. Who asked the question? I can't remember.
Heather.
You did. Hello, Heather. Yeah, I don't know. My family's always been like when my grandma on my mom's side was still alive. She was kind of the matriarch of that. I grew up on my mom's side of the family in Ventura, California, and so we would always kind of get together for the holidays. It was a little wacky, but then Grandma passed away quite some time ago, and then and my mom passed away a few years ago, and so we don't really get to get, we don't,
Sorry.
we're all kind of now, like my younger sister's married with a kid, my older sister's married, everybody kind of does their own
You
thing.
should
with the
do it.
holidays.
You should bring them all together.
You should. You should have a huge
You should
Christmas
be the
dinner.
bow of your
should be
family.
the bow.
You should
The
be
bow
both.
of your
Bring
family.
everybody
Not
together.
the Joseph.
Pressure! Look, I intend to do that. Everybody just calm down, okay?
Be the one.
I recently bought some property in Texas. I have every intention of having big family
You
gatherings.
should.
I'll come.
Just give me a minute. You can come too.
With her entire family.
Here's the thing. I know, right, exactly.
We're married.
Exactly, we are married.
I ship this.
We want to know. Yeah, right.
I
know.
ship this.
Yeah, you shipped it. No, I don't know. I think the holidays. I love the holidays for like, I don't know, the feel of the holidays, I suppose. But I also feel like the holidays have gotten so out of whack,
Commercialized.
so way commercialized. And also, if you really, yeah,
totally different venue you're going.
yeah, I know. So I appreciate.
You got this.
Yeah, I know. So I appreciate the holidays for the fact that me and a lot of people that I know and love all have time off of work or school, and so it's a great time to go and travel. It's a great time to go and be together wherever. I typically organize a New Year's trip every single year for my friends, and we've gone to a new place all over the country or the world.
She's like, where's my
sometimes.
invitation?
Well, what's happening here?
You got a lot of pressure.
Well-
See, I'm glad we went down this road.
Right?
We'll circle back on this. Okay, we'll circle back on this.
I have this on tape. You need to circle back.
Oh,
to
for
her.
heaven's sake!
Oh, there you go.
What is kind of cool is I'm directing my first episode of Jane right after.
Oh,
Make it a tradition.
So I'll work Christmas. Make it a tradition.
I was actually gonna ask, like, after the holidays, if you could talk about
Do we have
what
to
you're
stop?
working on next, and can you take Gina to the DCU with you?
Can I take take you in the DCE?
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
She's trying to get me a job.
Shazam!
Shazam! If you could say anything really quick about the film, that'd be awesome.
Just that I am beyond humbled that I get to be a part of it. It is completely life changing. It hasn't even changed my life yet, but I know how life changing it will be that it is, and I know that these roles are few and far between, and I know that I know that as much as I could say that I know that I've worked hard in this business, and I've been doing this for about 20 years. I don't know that you're ever really deserving of such a blessing, and I hope
You
to
are deserving of this
Well,
blessing.
I
You are.
appreciate that.
Ditto.
But I hope to do it justice. I hope to do the character justice. Everyone on the cast and crew. I want to go be a leader for and with them, and the fans justice, and go have fun. It's gonna be like the movie Big, but with superpowers. And that's
yeah.
super stuff. Like Tom Hanks in Big was one of my favorite roles in movies ever, and I now get to kind of follow a little bit in those footsteps, and do like cool superheroes.
Alright.
Thank you so much.